78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc Lions Den boxing community. For those who don't know, now you know. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So this is a quick post-fight reaction to Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. I wasn't going to watch this fight, but I figured, hey, it's Saturday, I ain't got nothing else to do. On bed rest, might as well watch it, right? So I checked it out, and it was kind of entertaining, you know what I'm saying? Both guys are not very experienced in the sport of boxing, the sweet science. However, Nate Diaz is an expert, former MMA fighter. Grew up watching him for a long time, seen his whole career pretty much. Him and his brother fighting the UFC. He take a lot of punishment, so I knew he was going to be game bred and come to fight. Jake Paul, on the other hand, social media star turned boxer, can actually fight a little bit, but Jake Paul has a lot of flaws. Okay, he needs the extension on his right hand. That's his best punch, is his right hand. He hasn't really learned a lot of the fundamentals of the sport of boxing, in my opinion. First round, Jake Paul blew his wad. He went out there. He thought he had hurt Diaz in the first round. He went all the way out for it. You know what I mean? And he got tired. He threw every hard punch he could throw, every power shot he could throw, and Diaz was still there. Now, eventually, he knocked Diaz down once. Diaz got back up, and Diaz started clowning around, playing with him. Pretty much, Diaz took away Jake Paul's right hand by closing the distance and coming in on the inside. And on the inside, Nate Diaz just outworked Jake Paul. It was beautiful, actually. Dirty boxing on the inside, clinching and punching on the inside, awkward style. But Jake Paul, with any real seasoned boxing training, could have knocked Diaz out at any time. Diaz's foot placement was horrible. And many times he had his feet together, standing right in front of Jake Paul. All Jake Paul had to do was really push him. He could have knocked him down. But Jake Paul just doesn't. I mean, he's still young in the sport of boxing, so there's a lot of stuff he can't take advantage of just yet. He's still looking for the picture-perfect highlight reel, one-hitter quitter knockout for Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And if Jake Paul wasn't focused on that, maybe he could have got Nate Diaz out of there. But other than that, Jake Paul, he keeps fighting these guys that are ex-MMA fighters and other type of celebrities because he knows that they don't have the boxing skill. He feels like he has an advantage over them with his boxing ability, and he's been training longer, specifically in boxing, than those guys. But when Jake Paul fights a boxer, even if the boxer is trash, like Tommy Fury, a guy who nobody ever heard of, I mean, they just pulled him out and put the last name Fury on him just so they could sell the fight. They pulled him out of some pub somewhere in the UK, and that dude was able to beat Jake Paul. So I think Jake Paul, if he wants to be taken serious as a boxer, I think what he's going to have to do is start using his jab effectively and setting punches up, setting traps for people, and because everybody's looking for the right hand. And if that's all he's doing is just throwing the right hand, throwing every punch as hard as he can. If you don't get rid of the guy, now you got to deal with the fact that you got to go some more rounds and you done blew your wad. You know what I mean? You tired. And Nate Diaz definitely had stamina. He came in there to fight. He had a lot of awkward style, turning his back and all that kind of stuff. Now, so I didn't penalize him like I would have penalized the average fighter, a real boxer, for that. You know what I mean? But, Nate is a showman and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I had the fight score to draw. I don't believe Jake Paul did enough to win the fight. I know he's the name, but if you really watch this fight, Jake Paul really wasn't doing nothing, man. He had a couple rounds where he dominated, just a couple. And after that, a lot of those rounds were very close. Two guys just pretty much posturing and hugging. And I thought Nate Diaz did a lot of work he wasn't getting credit for on the inside. So that's my opinion. You know what I mean? You can call me blind if you want to. But I had Nate Diaz performing very well with his drunken master style off that 211. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody sipping on that 211. It's hard to knock a dude out who's sipping on that 211. You know what I mean? And I think Nate Diaz did his thing, pushed it to a draw. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. I'm up out of here, though. Deuces.